All right, welcome everyone to our call, Essential Oils, the Wise Woman Way. And we're really excited that you're here with us today. We are going to be sharing about essential oils, right? We're going to be giving you a really brief kind of introduction to essential oils. We are going to be sharing about this community that we are building together, Essential Plant Wisdom. And we're also going to share a little bit about ourselves and our journeys to this moment in time and collaborating together. And so before we begin, I just want to take a moment to just arrive all together here. We're in virtual community together at this time. And just to maybe take a breath or two and feel yourself landing in your body. And letting go of any distractions or situations that may have been frustrating before you arrived. And really feeling into the support of the earth beneath your seat, beneath your feet, beneath wherever you are. And this beautiful planet that we live on, this extraordinary rock in the cosmos that's just near enough to the sun, tilted at just the right angle to give us the seasons we have water, and some of the most generous gifts of the earth come from the plants. The plants give us food, they give us beauty, they give us clothing, we make furniture from plants, we build houses from plants, we write on paper made from plants, and they also have this medicine that they share with us. I mean, all of that is medicine. They also share medicine that helps our bodies, our minds, and our spirits come into balance. And one of the ways they do that is through essential oils. And so just giving thanks to the plants and this beautiful planet we live on, thanks to the sun and the cycles of the moon, and everything contributing to us being here in this moment together. So, why are we here? We're here to share information with you. We are not experts. We are just women who love plants and who are studying and learning and sharing what we love. And I wanted to read this quote from this book that I'm reading called Neurosculpting. And can everybody hear me okay? Everything's good? Okay. By Lisa Wimberger. And it really sums up kind of how we feel about teaching, which is, I am a teacher at my core, not because I'm an expert, but because I know the best way to learn, synthesize, and integrate is to share what I know so others can create their own relationships with that information. And so we're sharing what we know, we're sharing what we've discovered, and we know that you bring your own knowledge and wisdom with you. You bring your own experiences, and we're building something together by sharing our experiences with you. And at Essential Plant Wisdom, we really trust nature, we're rooted in nature, and we call this the Wise Woman Way, and that is meaning that we all know that we are a part of nature. I believe the Wise Woman is an archetype that's available to any of us, no matter what gender, and it's that part of us who knows that we belong here, who is always moving toward wholeness, and leads us to our intuition and to healing. And so the Wise Woman Way is going to look different for each one of us, depending on your unique constitution. What's good for one is not so good for the other. And so this is a relationship that you get to cultivate within yourself. And we hope to help support that along the way in whatever way we can. So I'm going to start by introducing myself, and then we will be doing a little on essential oils, and then we'll be talking about the community at the end. Just trying to keep on track here. So I'm Christina, and I am the founder of Essential Plant Wisdom. I am a plant lover. I have been loving plants my whole life. Some of my earliest memories are of spending time in a garden in Ohio with trees and flowers and the animals and the sounds and the smells. And it's just such a comforting memory for me to remember that, because my childhood wasn't so comfortable, a lot of it. And so nature's always been a touchstone for me to feel whole and to feel held. I was raised pretty allopathically, and I got introduced to plant medicine when I worked at a food co-op after high school. And it was like I was in a candy store. It was like herbs and acupuncture and homeopathics and tinctures and salves and teas. And it spoke so directly to me. And I just started off on this path of exploring and learning and experimenting mostly. And over the years, I started teaching and educating others on what I was learning. I did a lot of birth work for a long time. I was a doula. I trained as a midwife. And always plant medicine has been something that I would share with people. I have a daughter, she's 22, and she was raised with plant medicine as the foundation. But I honestly didn't know much about essential oils until about 3 years ago. I just thought they were something that kind of smelled nice and you could smell them, and that was great. But I really recognized the deep healing potential in essential oils when I was introduced to doTERRA oils, and have been incorporating them in my life on a regular daily basis ever since, and have been sharing with friends and family, and just feel at this time that I want to share bigger. The plants want to help us. They want to support us. If we can respect them and treat them with reverence, then they're going to give to us in a very beautiful dynamic of back and forth, giving and receiving. So I have had the great fortune of meeting some amazing women along my path, and 2 of them are here with us today. I've met them in different capacities, but we all know each other, and I'm really excited that they've decided to step into their own wise women and join us for this offering. So with no further ado, I pass the mic to one of you.
I think I'm supposed to go next. Hi, I'm Lisa Hoffman, and I'm just really, well, actually my heart is like thump, like a thump, 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 thump. I'm just so honored to be here amongst some women who have taught me so much and have been such great friends in a relatively short amount of time. I'm just excited to be able to partner in this way and to be with all of you on what's exciting journey ahead. And I'm grateful to be at a place in my life where I can look back over what has initially felt rather haphazard and start to see all the pieces are coming together into this kind of cloth of wisdom. So taking on the mantle of a wise woman is a little daunting, but also it feels really good inside for me to be claiming that, to be stepping into that with all of you. The natural world, oh, sorry, saw you talking. The natural world has always been really important part of my healing journey. Befriending myself and integrating myself with nature has been part of my work in these past few years. And I realized that part of the reason of that is I grew up in suburban New Jersey in the 1960s. So my experience of nature was not, well, it was very manicured, overly pruned, artificially tended landscape. And, my parents, we always had plants from the garden center that would die by the end of the year, and we would just replant them the next year. So I was always intrigued and captivated by nature, but I never felt like I belonged in it because it wasn't something that was part of my upbringing and didn't feel familiar. And I realized that feeling like I don't belong in nature has been a core wound that I've been working on healing within myself and cultivating both that relationship with it, but more deeply a relationship and trust with myself. and befriending myself. So the first step in that journey for me was studying and practicing yoga about 24 years ago. And so that is where I am in my teaching right now, is a yogic background. It's about learning to listen to my body first, befriending my body, and learning to trust and honor what it has to say to me. Oils came in, essential oils came in at that same time, although I too just thought there was something that smelled good, and I always had a few oils in the bottom of my medicine cabinet or kitchen cabinet, and I'd use them prescriptively. Like if I had a burn, I'd use lavender. If I had a pimple, I'd use tea tree. But 3 years ago, Christina introduced me to doTERRA, and shortly after she sent me some samples, my mother passed away, and she let me know that she wanted to send me an oil to help me. And what did I want? And magically, unlike my normal impulse would be to look at a book and see what the experts said that I needed to have, but for whatever reason, I didn't do that. And I just remembered an experience with a teacher at a workshop where before we started, she washed our hands, and she used this beautiful scented scrub. And I remembered that scrub had geranium in it. So I just asked for geranium, and Christina sent it to me, and every day I placed geranium on my heart. And it took me right back to that moment of being nurtured and cared for by this beautiful friend, Maya. But later on, when I did look at a book, I was fascinated and shocked to see that geranium is the oil for healing a wounded heart and healing grief. And that experience for me really opened up the possibility that this is a relationship with my intuition that can be informed and guided by the plants. And so I've been excited to care for myself and care for my family using the oils, and helping with my daughter who's 12, help her start to have a relationship where she trusts and honors what she feels inside, and not having to look outside of herself, that she can begin with herself. And I've had to do it. I'm still doing it. So I'm just thrilled to be here.
Thanks, Lisa. That was so beautiful. This is, my name is April Miller McMurtry. And actually for me growing up, my father had a gardening business that he named April's Garden. And I can see now, like what Lisa was saying, is looking back to see how these threads weave together, and just noticing how his understanding of the cycles of nature and what was passed through him to me, often without words, has come to be what I share with my daughters about the natural world, and about cycles and seasons, and really about the personalities of different plants and what they have, what they can offer us, and how we can appreciate them. And like what Christina was saying, this very reciprocal, not just like take, which has been the model for too long on the earth, and that is something that really needs to shift, but really having this chance to raise my daughters in a way that's more in conversation and relationship. And even on the way to school this morning, my youngest daughter said, you know, some plants will die if it's too hot and they don't have water, because it was really hot yesterday. Like tulips, they're delicate. And some plants really like the heat and don't need water. And that for me right there, coming from a 4.5-year-old, was like, wow, to appreciate that even plants themselves have different needs. And so in working with essential oils, even just identifying what is it in this moment, and what properties of a plant can help support me in what it is that I need support with. So I started using essential oils. Again, I had an awareness of them, and I'm in some ways sensitive to fragrances, so I was never drawn to them necessarily. Like, I was always drawn to plants, and so touching plants, which I now realize I was getting their essential oil by touching them and smelling them, and having access to being able to interact with a plant and and access the oil directly from the plant. But now building my awareness and also just building these tools for my well-being, for my family, for extended community, in working with essential oils. I'm excited to be on this journey. And like Christina said, I know for myself, the way that I learn is by teaching. And so I have a master's in teaching, and I started out as a Spanish language teacher and art teacher, and have traveled to lots of places in the world and was always interested in what was growing there. I see now as like, wow, maidenhair ferns. I have those at home, and look, here they are in the mountains in Oaxaca, and look how connected we are, and that plant communities have certain places they like to be in the world. So my journey really is through knowing that of needing to slow down, of needing to really pay attention to signs of burnout, of being able to be in tune with my daughters and how they are. And Christina also introduced me to doTERRA oils, and initially really as a help for support with some respiratory things that my daughter was going through last year. And so now it's something that helps me connect to my body, to connect with my daughters. And it reminds me of when they were born, and I did mommy baby yoga, and I used to massage them and have a relationship with their body and their feet and just their being. And at a certain point, as they were growing, that connection was lost outside of like hugs and kisses or snuggles. And so bringing oils back into that has reestablished this relationship with being able to massage their feet before bed or when they get home, of, putting oil on their chest or their back, or just connecting with them and really wanting to be able to transmit that to them so they can connect with their own bodies as they grow and change. So that's a little about me. And I wanted to just share just really briefly what are essential oils. And I touched on this when I talked about touching the plants, of the oils, different plants, they're more readily accessible. So if you think of something like rosemary, the oil is readily accessible, and just by touching it, you can access it. So essential oil comes from different parts depending on the plant. Again, different plants have different personalities. So it may be from the root, it may be from the leaf or the flower, or the rind in the case of citrus oils, from the whole plant. So learning about each oil, you get to learn about the plant itself and what it has to offer. And the essential oils, they're isolated. So it's not the herb, the plant, as when you think of different ways you can work with plants and have access to their healing properties. The oil itself, you can see under a microscope like a little sack of oil, and it's isolated through a process called hydrodistillation. So basically steam distilled, leaving the heavier oil to be accessed. Citrus oils are cold pressed. It's because it comes from the rind, it's a different process. So these compounds, and they're aromatic, they're chemical compounds, they're organic, they're found in plants. They're fat soluble, so when applied, they're absorbed into our bloodstream. So our bodies can access the medicine that they have to offer in the way that the plants have these oils as protection. So as cell repair, to ward off viruses or bacteria, what the plant is using these essential oils for their health, of being healthy and strong, our bodies can also access that because we are made of the same building blocks as the plants. And that's what makes them effective. They're also they're powerful. So in working with whatever the oil is, a little does go a long way, and it's like one drop can go a very long way, and it can be used in a carrier oil. And I have some of it here, fractionated coconut oil. So it's oil it's liquid at room temperature. So there's benefits, each oil again is going to have different benefits for body, mind, and spirit. And there's 3 ways that the oils can be used. And the first one, Lisa's going to share a little bit about how oils can be used in the aromatic sense.
Thank you, April. Yes, so the term aromatherapy comes from the fact that essential oils, as April just said, are aromatic, right? We smell them. We can get the quality of them from the smell. And the simplest way that you can experience an oil is to open a bottle and take a sniff. Or place a drop in the palm of the hand, rub and cup the hands and breathe in the oils. The oil's molecules are actually drawn up the nasal passageway and are absorbed by the smell receptors at the back of the nose, where they have a direct link to the limbic system via the olfactory bulb. So the limbic system in the brain is the center of emotions. It's the part of the brain that supports a variety of functions, including memory, smell, behavior, and emotions. So we all probably know if there's you walk in a room and there's a fragrance that hits you and you are immediately like taken back to a place in time. I volunteer in a stable and I tell you, every time I walk in, it's like, it's manure and leather and horses, but I am 10 years old again. And I am like in that happy place of being with horses because the smell is going right to my limbic part of my brain. It's triggering that relationship. The oils actually, because they start with the scent starts with the emotional part of the brain before we even get into cognition or to higher brain function. So this is why the oils can be such a beautiful partner in working with the emotions and moods and behavior. And something that I'm really interested in is using the oils as a way to repattern thoughts, thought habits, belief systems, ideas. Like I said, that geranium oil immediately takes me to a place of feeling nurtured and loved, and utilizing the oils in a very mindful and skillful way is how I like to work with them. We also, when you're inhaling the oils, you are breathing into your lungs. The molecules are actually going through the alveoli into the lungs and into our bloodstream. So that kind of gives me pause when I think about all the artificial smells that we are snorting in, that it's really important just to clear the space of a room using these beautiful natural oils to cleanse and clear. Diffusing is a really popular, easy way to work with the oil. So having cool water, vaporizer, it vibrates really quickly, so it disperses the molecules of the oil into the air. It's great for impacting mood. It's great because then whoever's in the environment is benefiting from the benefits of the oils. And I would say that you can even almost put your family in emotional resonance with you by skillful choices in the oils, which is what I do with my preteen right now, who loves having the oils diffused at night. And she's pretty open to whatever mommy puts in there. So I have, been putting wild orange, which is the oil of abundance and like light heart and happiness, to just smooth those rough edges. And I think it's working. It is definitely working. So you can choose an oil then based on what you, maybe time of day, what you're wanting to promote. For example, peppermint oil is a great oil in the afternoon for a kind of a pick-me-up. It's very energizing, uplifting, invigorating effect. There's other blend of oils like On Guard, the protective blend that will actually help to cleanse the air and environment and help support healthy immune function. Another way I surreptitiously sniff my oils is I make these little beaded malas with lava beads and wood beads and put a little drop of oil on my wrist and then roll my beads. And then I carry it with me all day long. And you can use them on spray bottles for cleaning. So they're both, certain oils like lemon will be helping to cut grease and grime, but they're also giving that beautiful, uplifting, clearing, cleansing scent to the air. And so that's some of the ways you can work with them aromatically. And April's going to talk about topical application.
So topical, putting them directly on your body and on your skin. So again, the oils, they're lipophilic, so they penetrate the membranes of the cells in our body, just like oxygen does, alcohol, things that can that go into our bloodstream. So working with the oils on the body, one way that I do this is, again, I mentioned massage and working with my daughters when they come home from school and they've had so much stimulation throughout the day, and they'll come home and they'll start fighting, or they'll just like be kind of frazzled. I'll have them lay down in my space, and I'll get out the Balance, which is a beautiful doTERRA blend, and I'll just rub their feet and work the oil in both. So it's aromatic because we're smelling it, but it's also going in and calming them down. So I'll do that often when they get home from school, and then before bed, there's a Serenity blend, and just massaging the back of their neck, sometimes on their ears, just as an added way to help them relax. And there was one night where they're just all wound up and overtired, that overtiredness that seems to have like added energy that's bouncing off the walls. Within 5 minutes, I put the Serenity on their neck, and 5 minutes they're like, just, it allowed their body to relax, which I know a lot of us can, myself included, have a hard time doing that myself, of just allowing my body to relax. And so by finding oils that can work specifically with relaxation, just being able to allow that process to happen, and the oils to support that process. So again, topically, just in terms of safety, a lot of the oils can be hot, especially oil of oregano, which is a lot of powerful healing properties, but it's good to dilute and really to know that a little does go a long way, and just checking yourself for sensitivities, because each of us is going to have a different relationship or reaction to the oils, and so working with them safely and diluting them, especially if you're with children or with elderly, or if you know your skin is sensitive. So topically, again, I just have one of my books out here with the reflexology. And so there's so many avenues to learn of really targeting parts of the body and ways to work with oils, to work with certain systems, there's emotion, but there's also the physical part of it. And I use them in my morning meditation. So I wake up early in the morning, and oftentimes I'm still a little sleepy or haven't totally arrived. And so I'll choose an oil. I might choose frankincense, and just what I'll do is put a little in my hand, and then add the coconut oil into my hand and rub them together, and just put it on my heart, maybe a little at the back of my neck. And it just brings me directly into this space of, I'm here to connect. I'm here to connect with my essence. I'm here to have set the tone of my day, and the oils really help me do that. So those are just some ways for working with topically, of remembering anything that there's a lot of things that we might already put on our bodies without the real intention of knowing, wow, this has the potential, these oils have the potential to heal. And what we're here to do really is to provide education, to provide like a forum and a place to share and learn more and go deeper, so we can all continue to move towards healing with tools that help us do that. So the third way is internally, and Christina's going to share some about that.
So I think that it's really important to remember that, as both Lisa and April mentioned, like when you're inhaling a fragrance, that those molecules are going into your body, right? They're going into your lungs aromatically. When you're putting something on your skin, whether it's an essential oil, or a lotion that has essential oils in it that you didn't know were in there, chemical, pretend oils. It's going into your bloodstream. So we've got internal use happening, like the outside is coming in all the time. But when we speak about internal use as a third way, I'm talking about actually putting like an essential oil, like a citrus oil. Like I have bergamot here, which is one of my favorites. It's made, you use it to make Earl Grey tea. So Earl Grey tea has this essential oil of bergamot on the black tea leaves to give it that unique flavor. But I can just put a drop of this in my water bottle, and then I can be drinking that oil in my water. So I'm taking it internally. The thing about internal use, like why would you want to take it internally? Well, citrus plants are really high in antioxidants, right? So that's a really nice way to be able to, maybe if I'm putting lemon in my water and I don't want to have that acidic lemon taste, I can get the benefits of a lemon without having that kind of tartness. It's a really good way to target the digestive system because you're swallowing it and it's going through your whole digestive process. So if you've got stuff going on in your digestive system, then taking an oil that would be supportive, like maybe peppermint or ginger or something, can be helping right where it's hurting on the inside. The thing about internal use, though, is that you want to really be careful and trust the company that you're taking your internal usage, because not all oils are created equal. In fact, there's no regulation whatsoever, or very minimal regulation in the industry. And so you could get a bottle of an oil that says 75, that could say like 100% pure or organic, and it could have mostly chemical components and not be from a plant at all. So it's really important not to just pull bottles off of Walmart they're selling essential oils in so many places right now. You don't want to use those internally. They're not safe for internal usage. And that's why you'll see a lot on the internet about being, don't take oils internally. It's not safe. And, you don't want to drink a whole bottle of essential oils internally. It's like one drop in your water bottle, right? You want to make sure that you're not using plastic when you're putting your oil into your water, because it will pull the petrochemicals out and you'll be drinking that. So you want to use like stainless steel or glass. And you want to use a company that has pure oils. And I feel safe doing that with doTERRA, because doTERRA has created their own internal standard called Certified Pure Therapeutic Grade. And what that means is the oils are pure. They're tested like 11 different tests that I can't even pronounce all the names of because it's all science-y, right? To make sure that all that is in there is the essential oil from the plant. There's no solvents, there's no chemicals, there's no fungicides, pesticides, nothing but pure plants. And the oils are tested, every liter that comes in is tested in multiple third-party labs. So it's very transparent, very, very pure, and you want to have that kind of purity if you're going to be using things internally. Some other things you might do for internal use is if you wanted to deal with a scratchy throat, you might want to gargle with an oil that's taking it internally. As I said, putting them in your waters can be really nice. Different oils bring out different flavors. It's really easy to tell which oils are okay to take internally with doTERRA, because they'll have, I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, but it says supplement on it. Can you guys see that at all? Is it blurry? Turn it. Does it say supplement? So it says supplement on it, and that means that it can be taken into your mouth. Whereas an oil like this deep blue, which isn't one to put on sore muscles, it doesn't say supplement on it. So you're not gonna put this in your mouth, right? This is a topical only. And another thing that you can do is you can take essential oils that are in a capsule for you. So it's made into a supplement. This is a particular blend called DDR Prime that I take every day because it's to help damaged DNA repair. It helps your cells be happy. And so if you didn't want to have the flavor of an oil, you didn't want to drink it in your water, but you wanted to take this into your body to help cellular repair, you could get a supplement and take it that way. So those are some of the things with internal use. With internal use, it is going through the digestive system, and then it's going to filter through the liver before it gets into the bloodstream. So it's going to slow down. It's going to go in a different way than if you're putting it on your skin or inhaling. And I think I just spaced out on what I was going to say. Just do it, do what feels right for you. A lot of times when you first start using essential oils and people get really excited to take them internally, or people get really nervous about taking them internally. And as with anything, you've got to trust your body, trust the company that you're working with, and choose what works for you. And so it's a personal choice. Some people will never put an essential oil in their water ever, or take a capsule. So it's something that you get to decide to do if it's going to work for you. So the purity of the oils is one of the reasons that we choose doTERRA. The certified pure therapeutic grade assures us that we are getting pure oils when we use them, no matter if we're using them aromatically, topically, or internally. There's another really beautiful thing about doTERRA oils that we love called co-impact sourcing. And Lisa is going to talk to us about that.
Yes, thank you. And because I have a brain like a sieve, I want to say quickly that I love what you were saying, Christina, about honoring. This is a journey. This is what I love about working with the oils, has been a journey. And the oils meet us wherever we are in that process. And it is exactly right for you. So you will gravitate towards what feels good and feels right. And it will change and grow as long as you're trusting within yourself and the oils. What I love about doTERRA, talk about the purity and also the potency of the oils, that doTERRA is committed to harvesting plants where they're indigenously grown, that they believe those plants will have, they're in the optimal conditions, the soil conditions, the moisture, the rainfall, the sunlight, the heat, the temperature, to give the purest, most potent form of that oil. So it's like, I think of it as like the tomatoes that you get in the wintertime that are grown in a hothouse, and they're not even red. They're kind of, washed out looking because they're almost all water, and they have no taste. So they're a tomato, but they don't have that full vibrancy. And I feel the same with the oils, that even an oil that maybe is pure lavender oil, is a lavender oil grown in Ohio, it's just going to have a different vibration and a feel than the lavender oil that's grown in France or in Bulgaria, where the plants are traditionally grown. So co-impact sourcing, doTERRA is committed to both high quality essential oils and to making a positive impact in the lives of the growers, the farmers, the distillers who produce these beautiful oils that doTERRA uses. And again, that may be woo, but I feel like when I use the oil, I feel that relationship, that it's impacting my life positively, but there's these people who brought it to us, and their lives have been positively impacted through this process. And I feel that life force kind of in the oils. doTERRA sources from over 40 countries, more than half of which would be considered developing countries. And doTERRA wants to ensure that those small-scale farmers and harvesters in disadvantaged areas are treated ethically. So they've implemented this initiative that they call co-impact sourcing. It is an initiative that seeks to develop long-term, naturally beneficial supplier partnerships while creating sustainable jobs and reliable income for these farmers and harvesters. So doTERRA knows that we want sustainability. We don't want to just strip the earth of these plants. We want these beautiful plants to be available to us indefinitely. And so we have to nurture these relationships and these initiatives. doTERRA is committed to the ethical treatment of its suppliers by providing on-time payments. They also encourage the growers and the harvesters to form cooperative groups so they have more bargaining power, while also improving their own skills and capacity for sustainable production and growth. doTERRA will goes in, and if there's a community that they see, what do they need? They want to know just not how do we get these oils from you, what do you need to be sustainable? And in the case of, say, Haiti, they went in and actually realized there was a need for fresh water right on site, not 3 miles away. So they developed a fresh water source for them. And so Christy has been showing this beautiful website, source2u.com. So there's just tons of information, beautiful videos about the different communities where doTERRA has partnered and the programs that doTERRA has started there. This is like the heart. This just gets to me every time. You have to watch with a box of Kleenex because it's so beautiful. So I encourage you to take time to look at these beautiful websites. As well as like the doTERRA is really about education and information. And that's another thing I love about this company is their transparency and their desire to educate us, the people who are using the oils, as well as provides opportunities for the growers and the harvesters. So it's a beautiful win-win kind of environment where I think you feel that when you use the oils. And where are we going next?
I just wanted to say real quick, because I kind of forgot, I want to find about the testing and about how you can actually come on with your doTERRA bottle to see how pure it is, to see the quality reports. They're starting to get really transparent with their testing. And so if you are a science-minded person and you can read these chemical fingerprints, you can enter in the number that's on the bottom of your oil. And it will pull up a quality report showing that it's a pure, potent oil. And if there's a scientist around or somebody who can read those, then you'll see that it's the right oil. It will also, I believe, show where they're grown. I'm just trying to...
I also know too that because of the consistency in the quality of the oils, that many university and science studies that are wanting to look at essential oils are going to doTERRA because they need to know when they do tests that there's going to be that what they're testing is the same throughout, and there's not going to be that variability. So that again speaks to me about just that like commitment to knowing what you're getting every time you open a bottle of oil, that you're going to get the results that you've had, that you're used to, because the oil isn't going to vary.
So I just popped in the number on the bottle of this Petitgrain and to see just what would happen. And so it's got its ID number. You can download the test results. There's a little video here. It's talking about it over here. So this is, really the education piece, and this really wanting to partner with scientists, partner with hospitals, use this plant medicine in a very cutting edge scientific way while respecting the growers, the plants themselves, the properties of the plants. So plant medicine and science can come together in a very beautiful way. doTERRA is very dedicated to doing that, and I think it's quite lovely. Just wanted to share that as well. Where are we?
So how to get the oil.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Go girl.
So to get the oils are sold retail on the doTERRA site. And what we're here to share about is having a membership and what the benefits of having a membership to doTERRA are. And one is to have access to wholesale prices. So 25% below the retail. And you get your own account. So basically you can have a standing order and order every month, or you can make one order, get the oils you want. However, whatever it is in the way that you want to be trying some of these oils out, or some of the other products, the supplements and the other great products that doTERRA has. So in addition to having just your own wholesale account where you can have the membership prices, you'll also get a membership overview, so one-on-one with one of us, where we can answer any of the questions and to really help you connect with what it is on your healing journey, what it is that you want to be working with, and maybe even making suggestions or asking questions, looking up information together with whoever your oil guide is going to be. So it includes that support and that access to the community, this community, to the education, to the healthy lifestyle, to knowing that we're committed to to this journey and to supporting anyone else who wants to be a part of it. And this month, and right now, is actually, if you are interested or wanting to sign up with doTERRA, it's a great month where each month there's something extra, like a special offer that they have, and this month has an extra special offer that Lisa's going to share a little more about.
Yes, but wait, there's more. No, this is just kind of blew us all away when doTERRA offered this. So this month, the month of May 2017, for any new enrollment with an opening order of $100 in oils, doTERRA will then be giving you what is 50 product points. It's like 50 doTERRA dollars to use on future orders of oils. And we can explain that if you have any questions, but it's $100, you get $50 in oils in the future, which is just kind of amazing. So Christine is going to share what we're looking to do now. We've kind of been talking about doTERRA, but what is the Wise Woman Collective offering?
So beautiful, all that you both have been sharing. I've loved this so much, doing this with you. So we're building this community. We are, there is so much support to be found, no matter where you decide to enroll with doTERRA. There's a lot of education, there's Facebook groups and all kinds of good stuff out there. And we wanted to create something that felt very much our flavor. And so we're creating an online portal. It's a secret little place where you're going to go. And there's going to be support in there for this unfolding of your journey, for creating daily practice, for using essential oils intuitively and building up this trust with your own inner wise woman. What that's going to look like, it's going to look like every month we'll have a theme. The three of us will be making audio and or video to put in there for the library of teachings. We'll have a monthly call based on kind of the theme and what's coming up, what we're working with. I'm sure there'll be some moon stuff. I'm sure there'll be creative practice. There's going to be a little astrology, because these are the kind of things that we bring to the collective, in addition to our love for nature and the plants. And we will have public calls as well once a month to introduce the community over and over again, because the community, we want it to grow. We want this to get global, really, because we want everybody to be able to benefit from these beautiful plants and from this support of a community of kindreds along the path. And that looks different for each one of you. Some just want to buy some oils every now and again. Somebody's going to want to maybe be sharing with their family and want support how to do that, how to maybe have a class. And there's some of you who are going to want to join us and lead teams of your own, or come and collaborate with us and be a part of our next call, or contribute an audio or a video to the collective. So this is something we're all building together, and it's a extra benefit for all the folks who sign up through our team, through any of us who are on the team. And it's kind of awesome. And you don't ever have to buy anything again. You still get to access all this amazing and beautiful offerings from the three of us. So I'm excited. I think that's it as far as that goes. And I'd like to open up for any questions, although there's not very many of us here, and I think we're all actually enrolled in doTERRA who are on the call. So, but if anybody has any questions, this would be a great time to do so. And if not, then I'll see if Lisa or April has any closing words of wisdom for us. I don't think there's any questions. All right, so no questions. Well, if you're listening to this audio later or watching this video later and you have any questions, just reach out to us at essentialplantwisdom.com. You can contact through the website, or reach out to the one of us who kind of introduced you to this call, however you found your way here. Reach out to that person and they will help you get started. And if you don't know how you found your way here, just contact us through the website, essentialplantwisdom.com. Any closing words from either of you beauties?
Thank you for creating the container, Christina, for these conversations to happen and to have an archive. And again, there's just in the way that I've seen you work with the oils and know how healthy you've been in this year that I've known you and worked with you, and really seen that yeah, where this is coming from, and it's coming from such a place of sharing and of awakening and igniting that wisdom that's within us. So I really appreciate what the beginning of this creation, and so thank you for being here, for listening, and for tuning in. Yeah.
Thank you. I'm glad you're here with me, and you too, Lisa.
Yeah, and I just want to share that, for anyone who's on the call now or listening later on, that like allow that there's a path. I have a teacher who always says the path is being prepared for you. Right now, I'm someone who wants to have the whole roadmap in front of me, right? I want to know all the pit stops. I want to know all my way. And it's that trusting that what I need is rising up as I take each step. And in this, what's blowing me away in this journey, just in the last couple of weeks, is how this opening in my own life to working with the oils and bringing them in with my yoga practice was not something, I've been using the oils a lot. And that just I hadn't thought about it that way. And so that integration of so many pieces together, I just challenge everyone to stop and maybe consider where the oils could come in and support you in your teaching, your healing, your creative work. There's so many diverse ways that they may surprise you. And it's just really exciting to see it unfold. And and thank you all for just allowing me to prattle on.
I love you, prattle. All right, well, thank you so much for being here, and may you just continue to appreciate all of the beauty that the plants offer us on every level. We wouldn't be alive as we are if it weren't for plants, whether it's essential oils or whatever. Just deep gratitude to the plant world, to this earth, and to all the cycles that make life possible. Thank you for being with us. Namaste.